Hey everyone, it's Joe with Q&A number 17. How long has it been? Has it been like 2 months since I've made my last video? Sorry. It's been quite the last couple of months. I've traveled quite a lot, but that's not really the reason. That's an excuse. I've actually spent a lot of time on my store, and I've made some changes, just some strategic changes to the store. And I know you guys are going to ask me what they are, so I'm just going to say it. Literally, I've just been optimizing my titles and getting them, I guess, looking at the titles, making sure that they're mobile friendly. As you know, the active content needs to be removed. So lots of work. I've also added SKU grid. Me. Yes. And okay, so why did I choose it? I'm not monitoring stock. So actually, no, I'm lying. I am monitoring stock, but I'm only doing it for one source. And the reason why that is because I found that this particular source, some of the items are going out of stock quite a lot, and I just can't seem to manage the cancellations. And so I've done that for it. And also I've just been kind of playing with the profit margin a little bit, especially in the slower months. So what happens in summer, as you well know, that the sales are kind of declining a little bit. And again, this is not going to apply to someone. Jonathan, for example, is still killing it. But my experience, I found that last year the sales have taken quite a dip. And so this year I decided to just play around with the profit margin, see if it makes any difference. And really that's the reason why I'm installing SKU grid, just testing it out. I still don't know if I like it or not. I decided to give it 3 months and see what results I'll be getting out of it. So I'm looking at this. I have this shiny thing. Sorry. And so that's the reason why I'm doing SKU grid. I'm just testing it out. I'm going to give it until October and see what I think about it. Playing around with the profit margin and just see how things are progressing with my store. I have 18,000 items. So it's going to take quite some time for me to enter them all. I'm entering them manually, because I do have a lot of sources. So I chose to use SKU grid only with one source, which means I have to enter them one by one manually. It's a tedious work. It's a lot of work, but I prefer it that way. I have more, I guess, control over what's going into my SKU grid, and also testing out and see if I have to remove any discontinued items. So, but this Q&A number 17 is actually about system preferences. So I'm going to go on the screen now and I'm going to show you. I got a question that came up quite a lot in some of the meetups that I've had in the past couple of months. And the meetup is, how can I set up my automatic feedback to provide a feedback for my buyers? I found that if I set this up automatically, it kind of triggers them to also offer me a feedback as well. So I give positive feedback to all my buyers. Honestly, I'm very humbled that they chose to do business with me. So when they pay, I have it set up so when they pay, the system automatically will send them a positive feedback. It's a random feedback. I believe there's 5 options. So we'll just select whatever option the system wants to choose. And it's great. I don't have to worry about leaving a feedback for buyers, and it also triggers them to leave a feedback. Now keep in mind, not all are going to leave a feedback. And I don't stress about it. I don't chase them. But I know that I've done my due diligence, and I've definitely, gave them a feedback. So this is how you do it. I'm going to go on the system, and I'm going to show it. Hello again. So I'm going to show you here how to set up your automatic feedback for your buyers. If you were to Google right now, the step-by-steps are actually pretty outdated, and I've tested it out myself. It kind of tells you to go to Seller Manager Pro, and there's other kinds of links, which right now in 2017 they make absolutely no sense, especially if you have Seller Hub. Very different. So I'm going to show you right now in 2017 where the setting is for the automation feedback. So the way you get to it is you're going to go to the Seller Hub, and of course you get that too if you go to Overview, and then you're going to scroll down. Looks like I have a lot of things that need to be corrected. It's a good thing I did this video. I just noticed it. Anyways, also pay attention to this. This is a new thing that eBay is doing. Just take care of your listings. If you get any notifications, take care of them right away. Otherwise, that's going to affect your sales. So take care of that. Anyways, let's not get sidetracked. So we scroll down to selling tools. And at selling tools, you're going to find automation preferences. And there you're going to have an option to check, which is automatically leave the following positive feedback. And so you have two options. The first one is the system will leave an automatic feedback once the buyer pays, so the payment is confirmed. And then you have another option, which is buyer has paid for this item and left me positive feedback. Well, the thing is, though, I personally found that 30%, or probably even more, I necessarily good with numbers, but about 30% of the buyers don't necessarily leave any feedback whatsoever. So for me to sit here and chase after them and kind of be, I guess, have a big ego and say, well, I'm not going to leave you a feedback if you don't, it just doesn't suit my business style. So let's be the bigger people out there and really leave a positive feedback if they pay us. Just be humble and remember that they chose to do business with you. So the fact that you got payment into your account should be good enough reason for you to leave a positive feedback for them. So I definitely love the first option. So automatically leave the following positive feedback once the buyer has paid for the item. So automatically the system will do that. And you have some store comments which are created automatically by eBay. I have about 5. You know, you can get really creative and you can create as many as you want. You can really brand yourself and be as customized as possible. I'm honestly perfectly fine with 5 because the system will randomly select and choose either one, you know, once the buyer pays. So they're pretty good. They're good enough. You know, I've seen some pretty fancy ones with different funny characters and all this stuff. I mean, you can totally get creative, but I think these 5 are fine. And that's it. You know, you do have other options here in automation, you know, like automated emails. Send me an email when any automation rule fail. I don't really care about this. And also listing automation schedule. I also don't care about this. So just leave alone. I'll only make sure that this is checked. So that's it. Very straightforward. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, as always, happy selling.